You think you'd always know if your dog was happy. After all, they wag their tail, greet you at the door, and seem excited whenever you're around. But what if some of the happiest-looking dogs are quietly hiding emotions their owners never notice? What if the smile you think you see is only part of the story? By the end of this video, you'll understand why dogs sometimes mask their feelings, what signs most people miss, and how recognizing them can deepen the bond you share with your best friend. Dogs have lived alongside humans for thousands of years. During that time, they became experts at reading us. They notice the tone of your voice before they understand your words. They recognize your routines, your posture, even tiny changes in your breathing. But while they've become incredibly good at understanding human emotions, we've only begun to understand theirs. And that's where one of the biggest misunderstandings begins. Many people believe that a wagging tail always means a happy dog. It's comforting to think that way. But behavior experts have found that a wagging tail simply means a dog is emotionally engaged. That emotion could be excitement, curiosity, uncertainty, or even stress. Context matters far more than the tail itself. Imagine your dog greeting a stranger. Their tail is wagging, but the rest of their body is stiff. Their ears are pulled back just slightly. Their mouth is closed. That isn't the same body language as the loose, wiggly greeting they give someone they fully trust. Small differences like these tell a much bigger story. And here's something even more surprising. Some dogs become incredibly good at appearing relaxed because they've learned that's the safest response. Over time, they discover that staying calm avoids conflict or unwanted attention. This doesn't necessarily mean they're frightened or unhappy. It simply means they've adapted to the world around them. That adaptation is something many owners never notice. Think about your own life. Have you ever smiled even when you were exhausted? Have you ever said, "I'm fine," simply because explaining your feelings felt too difficult? Dogs don't think like humans, but they also adjust their behavior depending on their environment. Instead of using words, they communicate through movement, posture, and subtle expressions. The challenge is that those signals are often incredibly quiet. Before we continue, there's one behavior almost every owner misreads. And once you notice it, you'll probably never look at your dog the same way again. One of the clearest examples happens during petting. People often assume that if a dog stays still while being petted, they're enjoying every second of it. Sometimes that's true, but sometimes the dog is simply tolerating the interaction. A content dog usually shows loose muscles, relaxed breathing, soft blinking eyes, and may even lean gently into your hand. A dog that's uncomfortable may freeze, lick their lips repeatedly, yawn when they're not tired, or glance away again and again. These are called calming signals by many canine behavior specialists. They're not dramatic warnings. They're polite requests saying, "I'm a little uncomfortable." The remarkable part is that dogs often give these signals long before they growl or bark. Most owners never notice because they're looking for obvious emotions instead of subtle communication. Now here's another twist. Some happy dogs hide excitement instead of showing it. This happens surprisingly often in confident adult dogs. Puppies may bounce around the room when you pick up a leash. Mature dogs might simply stand up, quietly watch you, and wait by the door. Inside, they're just as excited. They've simply learned that staying calm gets them outside faster. Excitement doesn't always become chaos. Sometimes emotional maturity looks almost invisible. If you're enjoying discovering these hidden parts of canine behavior, take a second to like the video and subscribe. Every week, we explore the fascinating psychology behind the things dogs do, helping you understand your companion in ways most owners never learn. Now let's talk about something even deeper. Dogs are masters of observing patterns. If they notice that certain behaviors make you worried, they may change how they express themselves. For example, a dog recovering from surgery may move more normally when their favorite person walks into the room because they're excited to see them. Later, when nobody is watching, they may return to resting quietly because the discomfort is still there. That's one reason veterinarians often ask owners how their dog behaves throughout the entire day instead of judging a few happy moments. Dogs don't intentionally deceive us the way humans can. Instead, their emotions shift depending on what's happening around them. Joy can briefly outweigh discomfort. Curiosity can temporarily replace fear. Context changes everything. And there's another fascinating detail that many people overlook. Your emotional state influences your dog's behavior more than you might realize. Research has shown that dogs are highly sensitive to human emotional cues. If you're anxious, tense, or upset, your dog often notices before anyone else does. Some dogs respond by becoming extra playful. Others become unusually quiet. A few simply stay close without asking for attention. To an outside observer, that quiet behavior might seem like boredom. In reality, your dog could simply be responding to you. That's one of the most beautiful parts of the human-dog relationship. Communication doesn't always require sound. Sometimes it's shared silence. But what happens when dogs hide positive emotions? Many rescue dogs provide a perfect example. When they first enter a loving home, they may seem reserved. They don't wag much. They avoid eye contact. They hesitate before taking treats. Weeks later, something changes. The tail begins wagging more freely. They stretch comfortably in front of you. They roll onto their side. They make gentle eye contact. The happiness wasn't created overnight. It was slowly revealed as trust replaced uncertainty. Trust isn't loud. It's built through thousands of ordinary moments. A calm walk, a gentle voice, predictable routines, respecting boundaries. Every one of those moments tells your dog, you're safe here. And safety allows emotions to emerge naturally. Perhaps the greatest misunderstanding of all is believing that every happy dog behaves the same way. They don't. Some celebrate by running laps around the yard. Some quietly curl up beside you. Some gently rest their head on your leg. Others simply close their eyes because being near you is enough. Each dog has its own emotional language. The goal isn't to compare your dog to someone else's. The goal is to understand the unique way your own dog communicates. The more closely you pay attention to the small moments, the relaxed sigh after a long day, the soft eyes when they look at you, the slow tail wag when you enter the room, the quiet decision to stay beside you without being asked, the more you'll realize something extraordinary. Your dog has been speaking to you every single day. Not with words, not with tricks, but with trust. And maybe that's the most powerful emotion of all. Because happiness isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's hidden in the smallest gestures. Sometimes it's simply knowing they're safe enough not to perform at all. So the next time you look at your dog, don't just watch for excitement. Watch for comfort. Watch for trust. Watch for the quiet moments that are easy to miss. Because your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating. And once you learn their language, you'll never see them the same way again.